also, that if you make sure that you're not overblowing, that will prevent you from going sharp. And I have a few tips on here for how to prevent yourself from going overblowing and going sharp. If I can find them. Well, one thing is make sure that your embouchure is set properly, which we already went over. And if you are going sharp continuously, you could pull out the head joint a little bit because that elongates the length of the instrument that the air is flowing through. So yeah, you could pull out a little bit on this. Yeah, there you go. And other than that, I don't think you're going too sharp.
Okay.
So let's try that E again, and then after that we'll try switching from D to E. Switching from D to E, it might be easier if you're already on the right embouchure.
Oh, it's really hard for me to find where it's supposed to be.
This was really frustrating for me when I first started learning it, so just be patient. One good tone out of 5 is better than none.
How did I get it that last time?
Let me check. Just hold it regular and I'll try to adjust your embouchure and
that's my E, right? No, this last one.
Yeah. There.
And then D, add this one,
and then just
let go of this.
Yep. Okay, and can you keep going to C? Going with the song then if you want.
Oh gosh, okay.
And then back up.
So E was none of this for E. So just
that's the right one. No, that was the right one. When I see your lips starting to pout out a little bit, the bottom one, that's how I know that you're getting closer to the right embouchure.
oh. Right?
Mm-hmm. And one thing that will help you, when you're switching your fingers, the more you can keep that from affecting your embouchure, the easier it will be to get going on that next note.
Okay. Want you try it again?
Sure.
Okay.
Let me see how much time we have left on your lesson right now. So far you have, we're at 13 minutes, so you got a good 2 or more minutes left. As much as you want is fine.
Okay, so E. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, I just need to find that place and then not move my mouth.
For D,
Oh.
right? C, D. C, it goes
Oh, I'm
E,
putting-
D, C, D, E, E.
Oh, okay.
Here, I'll play with these so it'll help you.
Okay, hold on.
I think one thing that will help you from having to readjust your embouchure each time, if you try to hold it still and breathe through your nose if you can, then that will keep you from having to readjust it.
What was that favorite? Oh my gosh, this is
It's good. It's
actually
good.
really hard.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know. It's the hardest thing I've ever tried to do. One thing, let me do that again and let me make a slight adjustment. From here, I could see that it's not exactly centered on the middle,
Oh.
and that will help it come out easier. Never mind. Just do it how you were. It was fine. Yeah, the mirror might help.
Now I'm making a funny face. Let's see. So E.
That's a low E. Good job.
Okay, I can't
That's
do
okay.
it.
That comes with practice, which I don't need to be there for the practicing. So, you think you have a good head start on it, and I want to give you some advice about cleaning your instrument and what kind of instrument to buy before you head off and go get one for yourself. So the first thing you want to know is, what kind of model should I be getting? Well, for beginning, like I said, you want the closed holes, and you could find that in a few different brands. I would suggest a Yamaha or a Selmer. And once you get your flute, you will need to take care of it well, because when condensation builds up, that means dirt is getting in there, you get sick more, your keys start sticking. So hopefully I have the proper cleaning devices so that I can show you. Alright, I'm just going to give you a brief explanation of the cleaning process without actually showing you, but you'll most likely, if you buy a new flute, then you could get instructions, or you could find instructions online while you're doing it to give you a better idea. What it is there's a stick that you will probably get with your instrument if you're buying a new one, or you might have to purchase one, but you can find it at any music store. It looks kind of like a giant needle, and it has a hole right here, and you'll take the cloth and thread it through the hole and wrap the cloth around the stick, and then you could just stick it in one piece at a time. You'll separate it before you start cleaning it, and you'll stick it in and twirl it around to make sure that it's cleaning everything in there. And if your keys do start sticking, a trick that you could use is putting a dollar bill in between, because it's like a cloth material, and then pressing the key down, and the dirt will stick to the cloth instead of your key. So, a few more tips that I could give you. You definitely want to make sure that you don't eat right before you play your instrument, or if you do eat, take a swig of water, try to rinse out your mouth a little bit, because food particles from your food, from what you just ate, are going to build up in your flute and cause tuning problems, health problems, and stuff like that. So, that is basically all the advice I would have to offer for your first lesson, and I have some music that I can give you to get started on in case you really want to tear up the practice rooms this week. Thank you so much for letting me teach you about the flute.